We believe that we're Christians, and we believe that on Sunday is a day of rest, so we don't, as our views is, we don't do any work to speak of. I mean, there's little things that are necessities, as we know, that are scriptural still like that, but as far as physically laboring on Sunday, we don't, or do any business on Sunday.
We bought it in 2001. The previous owners had a little store up on the white part of the house, and then the next year, 2002, we actually put up a building out on this side of the parking lot, and then we added on a few times as time went on. So yeah, so now it has grown quite a few since then. We don't make hardly anything that we sell. We wouldn't have time, but we have over 420 vendors that we buy items from. So no, we don't make any items ourselves, but we do purchase quite a few items from locals in the area that make things. One thing that we basically cater to is unusual and hard to find items, things that you cannot readily find uptown. If you do have a retail store out in the country, you better have some really good prices, or you better have some things that they can't readily find uptown. Or if you have both, it's better yet. What it means to us, it is our livelihood, and we love the part of meeting lots of people and furnishing unusual, hard to find items for customers. And yeah, other than that, it's work at home, work for the family, all work together, and we also have some other employees that come in and help us out. We are hoping that someone of our family or close kin would be interested eventually to yeah, keep it going.
First, when we started out, we just had like quilts and rugs and baskets on consignment, like just a small store. And we did well with that till about the year 2000. And then people started coming in and asking for quilting fabric. So we added fabric, patterns, you know, whatever it takes to make quilts. And we've done really good with it. It's been a very, very good business, and we've been blessed. I guess my first priority is satisfied customers. Yes. And it's also because I've been making quilts since I was 16 years old, which is quite a few years. And it's just, first it was just, you know, like a hobby, but now it's a little bit more than that also, although it's still, I love to work with fabric, you know, handle it, cut it, and so it's a business and a hobby combined, I guess.
Well, we're a retail hardware store, plus we do lumber and building materials too. We do heating, stoves, and heating related in the winter time. And between all of that, it keeps us quite busy. In 2002, the hardware store was actually open at another location, and then we wasn't in construction business at this time, decided, hey, I could maybe do this, and that business became for sale later that summer, and basically we bought the inventory and started to start new here. Right now, we've got one of my daughters worked in the store part-time, no longer does. I've got 3 boys that work in the store, and I think that is a long-term goal already of one of the boys. Yeah, we see that happening in the future. That's part of the reason with actually doing the retail store at home, so that the boys were, at that time, the oldest of the boys would have been 4 years old, maybe, and they grew up with the store, and it was something to do at home, be able to be at home or right next door, so that we could, you know, work together as a family. And I guess we've achieved that because I can keep 3 of them busy. You just want to make sure, or try to pass on those values of what it really took to get a store off the ground, so that they can appreciate that.
I had a good job. I mean, I had no intentions of really starting my own business. I was diagnosed with MS, So I had to do something different. And we started with the furniture. And it was in the meanwhile, people had always told us that, you know, there's people stopped in here, we need to do something with footwear, shoes, because there's nobody else. Millan was going out of business. So we started with, what, $9,000 worth of Wolverines. Now, it's like $150,000 worth. It's still growing. Last year we did very well, sales-wise. It's a comfortable living for us. It's not a comfortable living, it's a living, I should say. I enjoy doing this better than anything I've ever done. So even if no children, I would still want to do this.
It's not that you couldn't get another good job, but
Right.
this is his choice.
As far as for the children, though, what I always figured would be is I'll continue building the inventory, getting it going, trying to get something established here, and then when I'm old and retired, I'll put up a little house beside it, and I'll sell it to the children. I'll work here. For me, that's the whole reason for it, more or less.
There's an old saying, the first generation creates the business or builds the business, the second generation uses it, and the third generation loses it.